a group that they're not of teams that they're not familiar with, right? And you see teams that are making these adjustments early on, and some of them are working, some of them are not. I gotta say, Ghost's adjustment. Usually they're a hardcore Milta team. They drop there, they stay there, but they've elected in this day to move to Yasnaya, and it's paid off huge dividends for them as they're currently sitting in 4th place. I mean, we've seen similar moves coming out from Envy, so you know it's really just what can you do in the moment when you find yourself in a rough spot here. What kind of changes can you make on the fly? And that's really boils down to team communication and your shot calling.
Exactly. It's smart play, it's disciplined play that is winning the day here in PUBG so far. It looks like we are getting a plane that's going to start out in the northeast, make its way right over the hospital in the southwest here. So a pretty northern heavy plane path this time. We're going to see a few teams maybe opt to try to land on that northern area, but oh my goodness, a lot of damage being done to non-reg here by Fuzzface, and the members of FaZe were able to get down just a little bit ahead.
Not going to talk about the fact that there's 2 teams landing in Kamishki right now. Sirens are going off, and one of them being FaZe Clan. Vendetta almost paying the price there as non-reg gets taken extremely low. Edge, one player up for Vendetta all the way up on Stalber, so not a full 4v4 here as Mexi is, oh my goodness, and look at the circle. FaZe, who are they paying? Who is their analyst? Larson, what are you doing here, man? How do you know?
Like, they are getting the favor of the circle this time for sure, but I will say that this is going to be a little bit more difficult for them. Vendetta has the high ground above them, and the loot isn't probably going to be exactly what FaZe was expecting to get out of this. So really curious to see how to approach this. They have a lot of ground to their south. Mexi's down there, so they're going to be able to successfully rotate out of here, I feel like, unless Vendetta can somehow set up a trap. Vendetta does have Edge over in Stalber as their solo man. So can they go for that? Will they go for that? I'm not too sure. Generally speaking, though, these teams will kind of let each other have a bit of a cushion early on. Yeah,
this circle and the plane path in particular creates a really interesting situation on the south side here. Milta Power, Farm, all those things that have been so... Oh, no. Sophia's going to get spotted out by Boliang early, and Infantry is going to find themselves a point they desperately need sitting in 15th place. But as I was saying, the south side of this circle, the south side of the map, so empty right now, when in the first 2 games it's been a pit of chaos. So it's going to be interesting to see how teams decide to rotate around this.
Yeah, this is going to just keep continuing with the chaos because of this northerly plane route. You've got Envy, who went into Severny. Ifty did a huge split all around the west and southwest side of Severny and kind of near shooting range. So there's a lot more congestion in the north, and that's going to be really interesting to see how many teams are going to try to rotate. Maybe somebody thinks they can go all the way around to Kameshki, and will somebody like Vendetta or FaZe be there to block their path?
Check in on the boys from FaZe. Looks like they're making their way down south, have no vehicles to call their own just yet, so they're just going to hoof it on out of there. Vendetta not really giving them much chase right now as they've controlled the north side of Kamishki. Looks like they might be going and joining their teammate Edge in Stalber. Keeping an eye on Ghost. They are also in Yasnaya. They are getting rotated on right now. FaZe has a lot of territory here on this eastern coast to pick from. It's going to be interesting to see where they decide to go. Should they stay towards the coast, or are they going to go towards a more mountainside approach?
I really like this aggressive rotation once again by Rascal Jester. They're coming in early, trying to get into center, and they're able to safely do it once again. Another team coming into center right now, Armory Gaming, making their way across the north side of Yasnaya. So these teams looking to continue to find ways to get some points. Armory Gaming needs them a lot more desperately. It has been a very disappointing day for them.
Adder going to pad those tires destroyed stats, taking out 2 on Moshimaru's vehicle, as I think that actually let Shrimsy know that somebody might be here as he was pushing onto this compound and then suddenly pulling back. Akkad going to take some long-range shots here as we start to see more of these teams from the north start to make their way in. SKT in a nice little spot, a little split here in the center, but that's a great information gathering split, something that we are very used to seeing from these Korean squads.
Yeah, absolutely. A 2-2 split here. Pretty typical from T1. They really favor this, as does Ace, not like Gen G, who favors the 1-3 split with PO out in front. So This is going to be pretty fascinating as Rascal Jester looks like he's going to be pushed out there. Mushamaru doesn't really seem interested in that position he took early. It looks like maybe Shrimzy scared him a little bit. He's going to fall back and regroup with the rest of Jester as Entis Ace has found themselves on the east side of T1's position.
Just to the north of the Mansion Forest, we see Tempo Storm's Miluk grabbing a UAZ and going to rejoin the rest of this team. This is a situation that Tempo is quite familiar with, though. They have looted up in their normal Gatka spot. They are used to these long rotations off to the east, so hopefully we'll see things start to turn around for this squad as they currently are sitting way down there in the bottom in 15th, as you can see on your screen there.
And there's so much pressure on Tempo Storm, the epitome of consistency in the NPL. They really are looking to establish that region, really prove themselves as worthy of being talked about as one of the best, not only teams in competitive PUBG, but one of the regions as well. So definitely keeping our eyes on them to see if they can turn it around. A couple other teams making some late rotations. Genji, not too surprising. We saw that a lot from them in the PKL. Gex is coming across them near the Southern George, near the containers there. So we might see a bit of a battle as a crate is going to fall down right into the open arms of Entis Ace.
That's an easy pickup for Joy. So he's going to be very happy with finding himself a level 3 helmet and vest. Fuzzface, ooh, this is getting very close to Armory Gaming here. DMG just over the top. He's going to send him maybe a few bullets that way. Fuzzface should duck out of that fairly easily, though, as FaZe just kind of looks like maybe gathering a little bit more information rather than looking for a place to post up here, as it looks like Mexi and Uba are very comfortable here towards the mountainside. Vendetta, we were taking a look at them earlier. They have 2 up at the top of Stalber, but 2 down low. And Edge actually very close here.
And this is what I was kind of curious about. Was Vendetta being able to go and leapfrog ahead of FaZe because FaZe had no vehicles? It was a very famine start for them. Of course, Vendetta maybe a little bit as well, but Edge did have the advantage of having Stalber all to himself, which has quite a bit of loot. So he now has the information on FaZe here. Is this going to be the go time for Vendetta?
This is somewhat aggro positioning from Edge, but this is what you need to have if you're going to find yourself in not having to play on Sunday and making your way in through the groups. So Fuzzface looks like he's going to get a pin on where those shots are coming from, but not going to be hanging around too long as Edge. He's going to go ahead and hop back into the Dacia, rejoin the rest of the squad. We do have a few teams still outside of Circle coming in from the south side, and they are getting very, very close to each other.
Yeah, it's really going to be congested on that southwest side, potentially. There's a bit of room to maneuver across the southern portion of the circle, all the way from farm to mill to power is open, but most teams are going to want to get as close to the center as they can, of course, because that's most likely where the circle is going to go, and a lot of this circle is still water, so by about phase 3, we should be moving away from that.
A lot of eyes on Na'Vi, currently sitting in 11th place. We want to see them make it to the top of the leaderboard. They are one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best teams in the world. If we look back to the PNC, the Nations Cup, which Russia won, that was the Na'Vi squad Russian players. As we check in on Gex making their way in just behind the boys from Na'Vi and G2. On the southwestern side here. So lots of teams still looking for a place to post up here in this circle. This thing could go anywhere, and it plays so much differently from the north and the south, Paper Thin.
Yeah, 8C has found Moody out in the open, landing a couple big shots onto him with that Mini 14, forcing Moody down behind his vehicle as 8C is trying to get the angle through, and now he's got the assist from Mexi and the other members of FaZe. They are pouring into him. He is in a little bit of trouble. The smokes are out for him. This is going to be fascinating. Is Envy going to leave him out there, or is he just going to be able to find a way out on his own? I don't know. He's pretty exposed right now. Mexi's getting some big shots into the back of Moody. Moody is one hit away, but he's able to get down.
Jukes him with 1 health point left. Managing to stay alive for right now is Moody. Fuzzface Looks like he's going to reposition that vehicle. Yeah, Moody's going to be able to get out of this for right now, but the rest of his squad is a little bit more centered up there in vehicles. Nobody coming for him, so Moody might be on his own for the rest of this game.
And while all this was going on, the circle shifted a bit north, but there's still quite a bit of water inside of this. So this is going to be another hectic mid-game. Joy's going to find a knock onto Mushamaru here as the members of Rascal Jester want to try to get in some fancy driving from Shinobi, but he's already taken quite a bit of damage, going to post up behind that shack and try to get some heals off as Mickey is going to group up with the rest of Entis Ace. And here you can see Tanawat for Armory Gaming. They really need these points.
Red Cannon's having a little bit of a rough time in rotation here, running through pretty much everybody. Moody just hoping he doesn't get spotted out here. Andy FPS gonna run right past him. And oh no, Raspu's right on top of him. Moody gets hit by the car. Oh no.
The vehicle just gets sent right into Moody. He's able to get the knock onto Raspu, but the other members of Envy nowhere in sight to come and help this. So Andy is going to get the res here, and then Moody will probably be taken down as the members of the Red Cannons have found themselves a dip and a lot of room to maneuver on the coast, but later on could be a little more difficult, and Moody is indeed confirmed.
Here we go. Tempo and G2 were both late rotators into this. Tempo has a little bit more of a good position, but Miluk gets taken out by its Chris. It looks like Tempo were all committing to backing off of this fight, but then Miluk goes down. And so now they have to decide what they want to do. And Sharky has now been taken out as well. So it's down to just 2 for Tempo as G2 is pushing this aggressively, looking for kills.
It's the third party from VC once again finding their way into Tempo Storm. Yanis going to put the finishing touches onto Maluk. And here is Senya, though. He has got the angle onto G2. Will this provide a little bit of relief for Tempo Storm? But Senya taking a bunch of quick damage from its Chris.
Chris with a quick flick, but Navi now in a position where they have to try to get into this circle, try to reposition with G2 knowing exactly where they are. Tempo does use that opportunity to get Sharpshot and Zampa out of that position. They should be able to make it a little bit further into circle, but how far can they go as now Navi has got the full attention of G2.
And also coming up behind Navi is Gex. So they are going to potentially get sandwiched outside of the circle if they can't break through this wall that G2 has set up here on the south side of Lipovka. The other 2 members of Navi going to make their way up here, and we are going to set up a 3-1 split for them for now. Tempo Storm is able to get 1 member back, so they're 3 strong again.
Okay, Sharky was able to get res during that. Weren't able to see that as the fight was going on between Navi and G2. Still continuing as Navi has repositioned there just on the other side of the hill on the south side of Lipovka. Can we give a second to look at the split that Jen has right now? Loki is off in the northwest with Pio. Taman is off in the middle of that. Esther all the way to the south. Gen G is just all over the place here.
Yeah, they're just trying to find any room they can wiggle into this circle. And Tamin, if he were to cut up a little bit, might be able to find it. In fact, it's Esther, who is kind of blocked by the Tempo Storm logos on the map, has found a sneaky little path down here. But so far, Gen G not really happy with anything they're seeing. And we see a few of the members of Gen G take a little bit of circle damage. And here comes Gex. They completely bypassed this Navi G2 blockade, went to the west, and have actually found themselves a compound in the circle because of it. A really nice little cheeky maneuver from them.
This could be bad news for G2 as they have stayed outside of circle fighting with Navi still. They have It's Chris sent all the way into Lipovka while the rest of the squad occupying the hills just off to the west. Navi looks like they may have lost track of these guys. As you see, Senya very, very close there to Giannis, but Giannis just going to go ahead and stay alive for now. Not pull the trigger. A doozy also in Lipovka with It's Chris. So these guys very, very spread up here.
Ooh, It's Chris does find a doozy up there. So a nice little pickup for him. The other members of Navi are long gone, making their rotations to the southern part of the circle. So It's Chris is going to come in here and easily find the pickup onto a doozy. So another member down for Navi. 0 kills for them. Another not ideal start and into the hands of Gex now. Some shots coming through from Jaiwei, doing a little bit of damage, and that's going to force the wagons to circle here from Navi as they attempt to find a different entrance in.
I think they got an idea that it may be just the one player, two players shooting at them, so they're just having to send it through. Pokomaladoy is going to get some bullets ring across his UAZ. Senya as well, taken down to about half health, but Navi should be safe. But look at this, right into the laps of Sharky and Tempo Storm.
Sharky immediately going to back off, knowing that he took a bit of damage. Doesn't want to risk getting taken out here. Flushes the kill. On we go. Sharp shot coming up as well. Zanpa is going to get Poka down, and there's just Senya here for Navi.
Senya.
Oh, Zampa isn't quite able to land those shots. 34 health left for Senya as he's getting it into the mansion. Gonna have to drive through. You got to be really careful. He's just going to block it off, move on, and get into this house for now and see if he can get healed up.
And he should be able to. I doubt that Tempo is going to want to push this anytime soon. Senya should be safe for now, but Navi, again, 0 kills, down to 1 player remaining with 55 still alive. Not where you wanted to see this squad. Okay, we check in on G2. After leaving the Navi fight, they have found themselves just on the edge of the cliffs, surrounded by a very, very wide split VC squad.
And there's a member of VC over on the cliffs himself. DJ Boy is over there, so that could be a thorn in the side for G2 if they're not able to spot him out right away, because basically VC has G2 completely surrounded right now as the circle shifts to the western side. Near Yasnaya, a little bit of the fields are in the play here, and we've got T1, Entis Ace, and Ghost in the center.
G2 has been taking some passing fire here from VC. You can see the smokes are out. Domu has been spotted out, but not going to be taken out just yet. We see in the kill feed, Ghost is managing to get some kills on infantry as Nelaz gets taken out by Domu. Great SKS shots coming out as Brixco is down as well. Giannis and it's Chris find themselves all by themselves again. DJ Boy looking for, maybe he's seeking, doesn't want to flush the kills just yet because he knows there's 2 still there. VC now aggressively pushing this.
Yeah, DJ Boy just making sure his angles are clear to safely get those pickups onto G2. And look at this, Tides rolling around the flank, gonna set up with that UAZ, be a little bit of a distraction for DJ Boy. Nice control of that AK spray to effectively take down yet another member of G2. It's Chris. Les throws a grenade up, but it does not connect. But ooh, he's able to turn on the Tide there, provide himself a little bit of breathing room, but DJ Boy comes over with a nice headshot with the AK.
Chris heard the footsteps at the last second. He tried to get up there and try to see if he could win the 1v1, but DJ Boy was having none of it as VC is going to pick up all the kills there onto G2. They go out in 16th place. Tide should be able to get res, but now Sharky's been taken out by Senya. Senya coming alive here as the solo, trying to see if he can salvage something for Navi here on Erangel. He's down to next to no health, and that's going to be it for him. Zampa going to pick that one up. Actually, Sharp Shot going to be picking that one up as Tempo finds themselves with another couple of kills.
And look at this, Entis Ace knows they've got a battered Tempo Storm team. If they've been paying attention to the kill feed, looking to see if they can pounce on this. Ooh. Sharky does get rezzed by Zanpa here, and so far Joy hasn't seen anything, and he's not going to push any further. The timing just wasn't there, and the inside timer inside of Joy's head goes off and says, nope, they probably got the res, time to back out.
Here we go, Red Canids right on top of FaZe Clan here. They don't think Red Canids has any idea, and here's the spring. The trap has sprung. Uba is going to get 2. Rusty, Zera, and Andy FPS going to trade a couple back, but I think they might be Uba's the only one down so far. Ensy's going to try to come from the flank side. He's going to get a couple of down, finish the flushes. Andy FPS going to try to trade it back. No, it's not going to be found. And that's 4 picked up easy for FaZe Clan.
That's a big win for FaZe. It was a feast in that fight for them. A famine in the start. But oh, Duckman once again. Summer with some excellent shooting will find him. And this is continuing to be a very difficult day for Armory Gaming and Duckman. The wild stallion himself has not been able to find any room to maneuver. And this is Gen G, who we haven't seen much from this game. They've been very, very quiet, and they have finally found a safe spot in the circle. Some very, very patient maneuvering here by this Korean team.
We check back in with the boys from Vendetta. We were keeping an eye on them early. They are barely inside the circle on this northern side. VC, after finishing off G2, is making their way in. They still have 3 up and a nice little handful of kills so far. They might have spotted out a couple of members of FaZe Clan as Domu is actually going to charge into the compound occupied by DMG right now. Armory Gaming could find themselves out in 12th here if DMG is not able to stay alive here.
Somehow Domu has avoided a lot of damage from FaZe. Almost every member of FaZe was shooting at him, but he's able to get in past those trees, find a little bit of cover for himself as 8C gonna start pushing up for FaZe, but they've got to run down an open hill. Summer was able to get the information from the shooting that FaZe was doing, but isn't able to make them pay very much for it, not connecting a lot of those mini 14 shots. So now 8C knows exactly where Summer is. The other members of FaZe are all looking that way.
They don't have a lot of time to mess around with this either. As we saw, that circle has popped and shifted hard to the south. FaZe Clan and VC currently outside of this right now, but Mexi's going to get taken very, very low by Domu, but not enough to finish him off. The smokes are coming out. Domu in a really rough spot here. He doesn't have any cover really to work with other than the smokes. And Summer, he's going to start getting ticked there by the blue, and that thing is ticking hard.
Yeah, Summer, I don't think he's going to be able to get the heal. No, indeed, he does get knocked to the blue, and he will be dead to rights as we are in the Phase 5 circle. Vendetta's pushing in here. Can DMG get this? No, it is a nice turn here by Critical Motion to take him down. Really nicely done by them. That's one of those difficult situations where you find yourself trying to hold down an angle in the house, and not able to do it is DMG. So now Domu has found a shack. He's got a blown up vehicle for some extra cover on the outside. DJ Boy, nope, you are spotted by Fuzzface. He's gonna keep you out and immediately look towards Domu, who's throwing some smokes now, try to give himself a little bit of breathing room.
This is all attracting the attention of Vendetta as well. They could come in here in third party this at any given time. Domu's going to go down to Fuzzface. It's all down to DJ Boy, but he's eating blue damage right now, and he is dead to rights as FaZe has to start making moves here as soon as well, because they have to cross this street, and that is just deadly. DJ Boy gets taken out, and that's going to be 6 kills now for FaZe.
Yet another big game from FaZe. Really impressive with that bit of a rough situation they had to start with to win these team fights, and exactly, they're making the wall of smokes across the road, but Vendetta is here, and they are going to start lobbing some frag grenades in to make FaZe pay for this rotation, but FaZe is patient. They are not coming through so far. Fuzzface is now in the blue, taking some damage. He's gonna get taken down by a nice AK shot from Icon. Mexi and 8C trying to cross the street. Underneath, Icon shooting. Ooh, does get a little bit of damage. Mexi's getting shot from somewhere else. It's T1, in fact, who is putting some damage into him now.
Yeah, T1 has the long-range vision onto this, but FaZe in a lot of trouble. He does manage to get the health off just in time. Vendetta, can they fight with this on the edge? Mexi's going to go down. He gets traded back by 8C. 8C's going to go down to the circle, and Vendetta comes out ahead just barely.
Impressive stuff from Vendetta today. They continue to find themselves in high-point situations with kills and placements. Really, really awesome stuff from the OCE team. Sharky now looking towards potentially Genji. He's hearing the shots, he sees the explosions, seeing if he can find an angle onto Pio and the other members of that team. But right now it looks like they're not really interested in that because Gex, is coming behind from the side. So we'll see. This is a replay from Tanawat. Oh my goodness. The bolt action. I want to see more of that here in the PGC.
He's a monster. We do have the new circle popped. Right now, currently SKT and Ghost Gaming have compounds within. So they are in a prime spot. Gen G had 4 up, but Drassel is going to take down Pio.
Yeah, this is not what Gen G wants. They did a really great job to get here, but it is going to be a nice headshot from Drassel that is going to get Pio knocked and down for now. Tempo Storm, 3 strong. They're still pushing up here, but they've got a couple teams in their way. And Lin from Infantry looking to see if he can maybe pick up a cheeky kill or 2. He does get onto Taman, but here's Mickey with a nice spray on a Jaiwei. Gonna take him down. Great control of that 3x. Gonna get another incredible shooting from Mickey.
What a great flank from Mickey. They knew that Gex was out here. They sent one out there to go from the flank while the other 3 served as bait, heading for circle. Mickey gonna handle things all by himself, but now Tempo has to make their way in. They're gonna find out Loki. Gen is just not winning their firefights right now.
Tempo Storm doing a great job making sure that Gex did not push up from their eastern flank and finding the picks onto Gen G on their west. So only Esther left here. He's taking so much damage, and Zanpa will be the one to finish him off with the SLR. 7th place for Gen G.
This is the Tempo we've been waiting to see in the house that Tempo built here at OGN Super Arena. They have 7 kills so far, 3 strong, on the south side of this circle, but Entis Ace is wrapping around. They're sharks. They smell the blood in the water. They want this. They're going to fight it out in the forest.
Yeah, Entis Ace has already kind of prodded towards Tempo Storm a couple times, but never pulled the trigger on moving in. But now we've got 4 strong on the southern side of the circle, and Entis Ace would love to clear this side out. Of course, Tempo Storm would as well, because there is nobody within about 150 meters of either of these teams, and it kicks off. Mickey trying to get the spray. Not much coming through for him as the members of Tempo Storm, you can see the smokes already coming out immediately as soon as they started taking damage.
There's only so much cover there that Tempo can work with. Zampa has gone down, but it's going to be to Drassel as Ghost is getting involved from the north side. You can see Ghost and SKT both have their compounds. SKT, their compound is going to get favored by this next circle. It's really a question of how many kills can they get off of this with this priority that they have.
Yep, the smokes are here. The res does come out onto Zampa, but look at Joy sneaking around the left-hand side. There is still a ton of smoke here, but he's working along the edge of the circle. Tempo Storm is opting to try to move on. Can Joy get behind them unnoticed and potentially be the spoiler for Tempo Storm in this round? Behind the tree, coming through. He's going to see Sharp Shot. Good spray is going to get the knock onto him, and he's going to go for the flush, but isn't able to confirm it as the other 2 members of Entis Ace have moved up here with him. Grenades coming through. They want to finish that kill, and indeed, it will be Rang who's going to get it. Zampa and Sharky have prone.
There's just not anything, no real terrain for Tempo to work with here, so they're just going to go prone, see if they can get something. Sharky tries to land the spray. It's not going to be enough. It's all down to Zampa here. He's going to toss the molly over by the tree where he sees a bunch of people. Not going to be enough. He's going to get one, though. Mickey, he gets the flush as well.
Yeah, a great spray there and a good job by Zampa to get that point, but it is going to be Joy in the end that is going to wipe Tempo Storm here, as now the grenades are raining in from T1 on the Ghost. That one looks really good. It blows up the car. Akkad is going to pick up 2 kills for himself as T1 is 4 strong with a compound on the eastern edge of this circle.
I gotta figure that Ghost wanted to blow that vehicle up before trying to go for the res there. That was probably the easiest 2K of Akkad's life. Drassel and McCoy are gonna be able to move back up to the newly fortified compound by the crate with a UAS and a crate to hide behind.
Well, now this situation's a little bit better because that vehicle is blown up, and ooh, Jeff Blocka is going to steal that kill. McCoy got the knock, but it is going to be a T1 point there. Joy goes down. Entis Ace down to 2 members. Ghost with 2. And T1 has a very nice situation here for themselves. 4 strong and a compound of their own. And we are going to find out where Phase 8 will go just shortly.
We got the prayers of 2 teams hoping that this thing pulls off of this compound and that SKT has to move. Unfortunately, not going to be the case, as Entis Ace actually in a little bit of the worse here, as they have to move up to the roadside. Only a little bit of a ledge ridgeline that they can work with on that roadside. Not sure what Drassel and McCoy can really do here, except maybe hope that they can get a couple of snipes here.
Yeah, they're just going to have to find some magic. Maybe Drassel can do it with that bolt action. We've seen him pick up a couple of big shots for himself already in this round. He's going to need to do it right now. Helen's got the mutant.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He finds Helen here. Really impressive stuff from Drassel with the M24.
Unfortunately, they can't really afford the time to push up here, as Entis Ace is using that as their signal to start trying to go. Rang making his move. Alpaca right behind him. Unfortunately, they're getting pinned behind, so SKT does get the res off, but the smokes are down.
And you got to think about how much utility Entis Ace and Ghost have already used. Oh, we're sending it. Alpaca's up here. He's going to be successful. That vehicle's going to blow up relatively shortly. That grenade just short, but that one's going to be good. Alpaca is going to go down. Great work by McCoy here to pick up some extra points in this situation, potentially give themselves a 2nd place finish. Yes, indeed.
That last grenade managing to get Rang down as well. Rang had a nice little fort set up for himself if he could have made it, but not to be, as GG picks up 2 more kills. And look at this. Adder is now taken down.
He got shot by Jeff Locka in the back.
Uh-oh.
That's a bit of a misstep here by T1. The pressure maybe getting to them just a bit, but Adder is going to be picked up. McCoy gets knocked by Akkad, and this is the Magician that T1 needs. It is a COD with 3 kills already, a bunch of damage into Drassel. Drassel's gonna have to heal up as we are in phase 9. The circle is going to start closing very shortly. A COD's got the right side. Helen comes in on the left, gets a couple of quick shots, isn't able to connect anymore with that mutant, but that's gonna force Drassel to sit behind there. And if I'm Drassel, never mind, the grenade bounces right into him. And that is going to be a win for T1.
T1 with